Winter driving can be hazardous, but we all share a responsibility to drive safely, even in the worst of conditions.
We welcome attorney Clair Campbell with Campbell Associates to help give us a little idea on what we should do when the weather gets really bad.
Good morning. It's hard to believe the weather's going to get bad again because it's 60 degrees
nice
outside.
Today. Yeah.
Lovely, but we've had 2 weeks of very interesting weather. Last week we had a monsoon on Wednesday and people had to deal with getting home and worrying about hydroplaning, and then the week before we had an unexpected ice storm that sort of sent kids home early from school. So it's important to plan ahead. If you've got to be out there on the roads, it's not the best idea, but at the same time, leaving a safe driving distance. What we find as a personal injury attorney, phones ring off the hook when the weather shifts. And my friends think, oh my gosh, it's snowing and sleeting, it's icy, you're going to have a great day tomorrow because the phone's going to be ringing and all these people are going to have had car wrecks. For us, it's not so great because here's what happens. The law sort of gives a layer of protection to people that are slipping and sliding on ice they can't see. And if it's an event that's happened naturally and that's unavoidable, such as going 35 in a 35 zone, hitting some black ice that's not visible, then you're going to run into somebody and the law will protect that person from liability. Not so much with rain. We're all used to driving in rain, and so if you leave your home and you know it's just absolutely pouring buckets, you're exceeding a safe speed, and again, there's a provision in the law that says driving to safer conditions. So even if it's posted at 55 and you're going 55, you can be held responsible if you hydroplane through a puddle, you didn't augment your speed at all, and then you cause a collision. So it's important to modify your speed based on the conditions that are out there. Again, sometimes when we get calls all the time, folks walking into a store with piles of snow moved off, you know, the owner of the store has done what they can to protect the person that's getting ready to go in. Somebody slips and falls because they've sort of gone off the cleaned apart area and they tried to ask the store owner to pay for their injuries and damages. Sometimes that will be denied if that individual had perfect right to have some knowledge. So you assume the risk sometimes if you put yourself in danger, and North Carolina won't allow you to recover.
Okay. Wow. What are my responsibilities as a motorist when the weather gets bad?
Well, first of all, you have to make a decision whether a reasonable person would hop in the car and start driving somewhere, because the law is going to hold everybody that reasonable person standard. Again, everybody probably has a difference of opinion as to what's reasonable. That's why I have a job. So, you know, it's very interesting that we all can say, well, gosh, you know, I had to get to work. You know, if I don't get to work, I can't pay my bills, and therefore I'm a reasonable person, so I'm going to drive in that, you know, 9-inch snowstorm or whatever it may be, and there are things that can happen. Something bad that will occasionally occur, and again, North Carolina is very specific about don't stop your vehicle in the middle of the roadway, and yet if you've had a car accident, what are you supposed to do? Wait until the police get there. Something that we see very frequently is an accident's occurred and people are coming along behind it. If they can't stop, again, hitting ice, they're going to run into that accident. Whoever's already in that accident is going to get hit again, potentially hurt worse. It's always good to, if you can, you know, limp your car over to the side, try to do that, but more specifically, personally, leave your vehicle there, get as far away from the roadway as you can. We've represented many people who have gotten hit because they were standing near their vehicle or even on the shoulder of the road. The shoulder of the road is an easy lane for people to avoid an accident in. So think about this. If you're on the shoulder of the road standing there, you can be a target. You're like a bowling pin. And so, you know, there is going to be some repercussions. Get up. You know, a lot of these highways have big lawns that go back into the forest. I'd stand near a tree. And we've even had people hit, you know, that far away by tractor trailers that have swerved trying to avoid the accident in front and wrapped around the tree.
Get far away from the vehicle. Yes, that's good advice. Oh, quickly, what should you do if you see someone else who might need help on the road?
Well, I tell you, there used to be a very nice protection for the old Good Samaritan that stopped and aided. And now there is a very, very clear law that says if you've contributed to injuring yourself by aiding someone, you may not be able to get damages. And so you've got to take that into consideration when you stop. I mean, we all have that absolute tendency, and it's a good it's a good responsibility to stop and aid someone. But again, use caution, use common sense if you do that, because if you're hurt aiding someone, for instance, someone else is negligent, you're going to run the risk of assuming the risk of putting yourself in danger.
Wow. We have to have you back because I've got 1,000 more questions.
Claire Campbell, thank you so much. You can find Campbell & Associates online at injuryhelp.org, injuryhelp.org. They offer free consultations at their offices in Charlotte, Gastonia, Hickory, and Rock Hill. You can also call 704-333-0885. Again, 704-333-0885. Claire Campbell, as always, it's great to see you.
Great. Have a safe rest of the week.
Thank you so much. You
Thank
too.
you.